What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and there's just really nothing going on in the game right now. It is extremely slow, but I have kind of realized that I actually haven't given you guys a video on my team that I've been using for level 150. So this is just like a full playthrough of a pre-recorded clip that I have against level 150, showing you what I normally do to use my stamina. So obviously I want to try and get as many turtles as possible, so I am still challenging Maha and Big Mom along the way, and I typically just want to use the max boosters that I possibly can, which is exactly what we're doing in this case here. So because I want to just try and get through it as easily as possible, Big Mom and Maha are at really low levels, so I did make Big Mom 43 for some reason throughout my run-throughs. Maha here is level 40, and I don't intend to exceed level 40. I'm just going to keep him around this level. Realistically, I could bump it up to like level 59, you know, just to make it a higher level, which could possibly increase the reward, but I don't think there's really evidence to really showcase that. And I am using the normal Gear 5 Luffy, the 6-star version with Uta Friend Captain, because the combination of both of these captains allows us to remove Bind, Despair, and Special Reverse. So it allows us to get around quite a lot of debuffs without having to invest in like using specials or certain supports, so it just makes it a lot easier. So we get through the Maha fight very easily. However, the fight versus Big Mom, it's probably not the most efficient team to get through it. If I wanted to get through it easier, I could just launch specials, and normally it is the best thing to do versus Big Mom because there's just lots of like defensive effects, and there aren't really a lot of ways to get around it, unless if you have a way to proc the EX Super of Luffy, you could launch it earlier and then bypass defensive effects and stuff like that. I end up using the special of Momo on stage 1, and then I just auto the rest of the way through, because on stage 3 there's the ulti page 1 that have resilience, and by just proccing the special of Momo, we do end of turn damage for like 10 turns, right? So we can just enter stage 3, and the end of turn damage will help us kill the ulti page 1 without having to stall too many turns on that stage. But the real issue is when we reach the Big Mom stage, and yeah, I could have just turned off auto and then used some specials, and we would have got through it so much easier. But, you know, we want to get through it easier just by autoing it. And yes, it does get through it. It just takes a bit of time, especially when we reach that final stage. I believe on stage 4 here, there are times where the enemy Big Mom can put up Threshold instead, which means that would actually take a bit of time to get through. So yeah, we could get through it a bit more efficiently, but it's fine. It gets the job done, but it does require a bit of tapping to get through. I mean, we could have just turned off auto and used the special of Hongo, which I believe removes increased defense. If not, it was definitely Bonk Punch, would allow us to get around the increased defense, and then we could just get through it from there. But after that, we have to take on a Pirate Rumble match. Remember that there are Chopper Man missions based on the amount of times that you clear Pirate Rumble matches throughout Pirate King Adventures. And I think you have to clear 30 Pirate Rumble matches in total, and that will allow you to get all of the green ticket rewards. I would advise to actually try and do this, because the amount of like really good characters you can get from those green tickets is really good. Like those free-to-play size Straw Hats have actually become increasingly more useful as more PKAs and more TMs and stuff release, as they have that level limit break special to just do so much more for your crew. And considering that the Psy free-to-play Straw Hats are boosted in every single PKA that has been happening thus far, and I don't intend that to change really, same with treasure maps, those Psy free-to-play Straw Hats are boosted in every single treasure map. Getting those characters eventually maxed out is actually going to be pretty important, I feel. I think having access to these characters with these super overpowered free-to-play specials is really nice to have. And another thing as well is every single month when PKA resets, you can go ahead and spend 150 green tickets to pick up 3 Super Colas. And I think it's a really good idea to do that, because if you clear all the missions from PKA, you will get 7 Super Cola from the level clear. So when you clear like level 50, level 60, etc., you get given some Super Cola, and the amount of Super Cola you get from those level clears is 7, and you get 3 from the shop, which totals to 10, which means every 2 PKAs, if you do this, you'll be able to, you know, get one of your ships to level 12, because you need 20 Super Cola to get a ship to level 12. So I think it is worthwhile to pick up green tickets wherever you can, not only just for the characters, but also for that Super Cola, which is kind of important. But now we move on to Shanks, level 150, and this is the team that I am opting to use right now, which is going to be using Whitebeard as the main captain. It's a very similar team to what I showcased previously, and yeah, you could probably, you know, figure out a team that does give you more drops, but at the end of the day, I just want a team that gets it done and is really easy to build for and doesn't really require too much stalling. And luckily with this team, with the way that it works, we don't have to do a hell of a lot of stall. The only real stalling we have to do is a couple of turns just to ensure that when we leave stage 2 that Whitebeard is on a 5-turn cooldown. That's the only thing that really matters. We do use the Whitebeard special on stage 4, but to be honest, you probably could get away without even having to use it, but it's just nice that we have it because we get a chain boundary for stage 4, and we also get one for stage 5 as well. The really cool thing is that there's good synergy between the Whitebeard special and the Frankie special, because Whitebeard gives you chain boundary, but then Frankie says if you have a chain lock already, he actually buffs it. I think he actually extends the duration and he increases it by 0.25. So it means that Whitebeard's chain boundary is buffed and extended, which is fantastic. And another really good thing about this Frankie is that he does deal with special reverse, so if you're not opting to use Gear 5 Luffy, then the Frankie can help you get around some of the special reverse. But also, he has another crewmate ability to resist blindness, so the Frankie is just an exceptional free-to-play character to use in this event. Even though he's not a boosted unit, he just deals with a lot of different gimmicks here. Also, by using the Uta special on stage 3, it means every single turn when the turn progress activated effect occurs, it's removing that special bind that is constantly inflicted on stage 4 and stage 5, and then having Luffy as our main captain means that when we move into stage 5, the enemy, when they activate the effect of the silencing debuff, where you cannot swipe up or swipe down on your characters, Luffy is unaffected because he's in the captain position, which allows us to use the Luffy special, which will give us a big color affinity boost. Thanks to Hongo here, Hongo gives us a 3-turn orb boost for our crew, so we have attack boost from Uta, we're going to have an orb boost from Hongo, and a color affinity from Luffy, and because we have Luffy, Hongo, and Uta, we can actually activate the Super Tandem, though the Super Tandem at level 1 really doesn't give you that much of a bonus, it's only a 1.2 times increase, but of course if you do end up finding friend captains with higher Super Tandem, that is pretty good. In this case here, this is a Super Tandem level 1 friend captain, so it really doesn't really do that much extra damage, but it's a 20% bonus, which is nice. And then we can end our chain on Momonosuke, because he is a Psy Free Spirit character. He gets full boost from both captains and all of the buffs that are activated here, including Luffy's massive color affinity, and he has a Wano slot, which is the highest multiplier slot that we can inflict here, as well as getting a delayed conditional boost thanks to the Uta super type. So this actually does a hell of a lot of damage versus Shanks, and we don't even actually really get to see the damage from the last tap of Momo, so this is realistically well over 2 billion damage, which is pretty crazy. So that is pretty much going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.